Welcome back to another Page Turning Tuesday with Tom. We're in about 1970. We're living in Fair Oaks. This next chapter has a kind of a one of those iconic stories about a sibling that we'll remember for the rest of our lives. Let's get started. In 1970, we were living in Fair Oaks. Mom and John are still married, though barely, it seems. From the outside, we look like a normal, all-American family. We have a full house with all the regular players, a mother, a stepfather, 3 girls, 2 boys, and a dog. Our plush suburban split-level house near the river in Fair Oaks is like us too, in that it looks very good from the outside. Just don't look at us or a house for too long, otherwise you'll end up seeing all the bad shit going on inside. One night my brother, sisters, and I are playing in their pink room, being perfectly good children, when John cracks open the door to spy on us. Everybody notices him except Molly, who has her back to the door. Alex and I keep charging our Hot Wheels sizzlers. The girls continue playing cards. Molly wins the game, throws down her hand, jumps up and starts to yell something, but stops short because she suddenly notices John in the doorway. I think Molly was going to say we, as in we should play another game, but she never gets to the next word. All she gets out is, "Wee!" At first, she's loud and enthusiastic, but when she sees John, the power in her voice fades, and she sounds weaker and weaker, as if her life force is being drained away. John glares down at her. Molly's voice continues to fizzle out as she slowly sinks back to the floor. She's still wheezing her way to silence like a dying bird. John doesn't really know what to do. We bite our lips to keep from laughing. He clenches his jaw. His face turns a familiar shade of red. "Clean up this mess," he commands, and walks away. Molly's deflated expression becomes another catchphrase we use to describe how John made us feel. It has to be pronounced a certain way, from bold to meek, high energy to low, victorious to defeated, like a balloon losing air, a dying last breath. My brothers and sisters and I, we can never unhear Molly's strange cry. It's burned into the synapses of our childish brains. Quiet back there, damn kids. We use Molly's famously strange, dying word and all kinds of expressions about our stepfather. We don't like living with John. We think he's a prick, and we better run for our lives. It's our funny way of dealing with the odd, cold truth that John doesn't love us, and that's the way it is. Simple, sad, and true. Every other Sunday, our family goes to Gemco. It's an exclusive members-only place that everyone in the world belongs to. John allows us to break away into other parts of the store, and he and our mother can buy groceries free from our distractions. But before letting us go, he makes sure everyone knows that if we're not back at the car when it's time to leave, he will not wait. I figure there are worse places to be abandoned. Gemco has plenty of food, nice beds, TVs, toys, clean underwear, refreshing beverages. All we'd have to do is hide inside the store before it closes. Every night the whole place would be ours until the doors are unlocked the next morning. It'd certainly be more peaceful than living at home. John pokes his broomstick of an index finger into my collarbone twice, commanding me to be there. It may not have scarred me for life, but collarbone bruises do take a very long time to heal. Back at home, we help carrying the groceries. On one occasion, he tells Chris and I to stay in the kitchen and put the perishables away first. Chris and I, not knowing what perishables are, look at each other with our fear of God faces. We're afraid to move, knowing we'll be punished for not following his orders. We hear him coming back with more groceries. We each pick something up, hoping to dear God that it'll happen to be a perishable. She's got a box of sandwich bags. I'm holding a can of beans. John sees us and says, "I can't believe how stupid you both are." It should have been a light-hearted vocabulary tutorial, but instead John makes it a lesson in verbal humiliation. But it isn't what John does, it's also what he doesn't do. He doesn't help us with homework, and yet he demands good grades. He doesn't chart our growth with marks on the wall. He never lets me help or even watch him do anything with the car. He doesn't let me play Little League or join Cub Scouts because he believes it'll be a waste of his time. He doesn't play catch with me. He doesn't take any pictures of us, which makes us feel like we're not even worth remembering to him. I know John is a horrible stepfather, and yet, for some unknown reason, I still love him. Well, at least sort of. Maybe for financially supporting us or for just sticking around. And I do respect him, even though that's required. Yes, we live in fear, but he does keep us in line, and we do have impeccable table manners. For better, and mostly for worse, he is our father figure. We'll leave off there today. Thanks again for tuning in. Of course, I'll be back on next Tuesday for another edition of these Page Turning Tuesdays with Tom. See you then!